It's Batman time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today I'm going to have a look at the Mafex Batman vs Superman Armored Batman action figure. Now, I've never gotten any Mafex, and I really like this Batman design. I didn't like the movie and whatnot, but that doesn't matter. I always wanted this Armored Batman figure. Now, this one I picked it up for around 35 bucks. Because a store in town, they had like a huge sale and this guy was at 50%. And I was like, now is the perfect time to finally get my hands on the Armored Batman and to finally have my first look at a Mafex figure. So, hooray to that! Now let's have a look at this Batman. Wow. Okay, have I been missing out? Have I been hugely missing out? Let's first and foremost have a look at the size of this guy. I stood him next to some figure arts. He stands about 17 centimeters to the top of his head, a little shy of 7 inches tall. So he's a tiny bit taller than your regular figure arts, but it still somewhat matches. But we're not here to talk about figure arts. Okay, you gotta have a measure point, all right? I usually have figure arts and Figmas, so I might compare it a little bit to it, even though I try not to. First and foremost, the face. I mean, I love the way they did this. He has a nice metallic paint job, battle damage all over everything, and then you have a pretty realistic face stuck in there with the lips and a little bit of stubbles even going on, a little bit of shading in it, so that's very nice. The bright eyes almost shining, and I mean the one thing is really the battle damage overall. The kings and the slashes, everything, and the metallic. I don't even know that like this. How many coats of paint they put together here for the metallic to look so good. I mean, it's shiny, as you can tell, the light's shining off, but it's still dark and dirty, and it looks like there's all kind of spots over it. And that's, wow, I'm honestly impressed by the paint job of the armor itself and all the detail in it. Now, the cape, I know, it looks weird. It looks like jeans. It looks like they cut up some jeans. I don't really agree with that. There's some wire in it. I like the cloth cape rather than the plastic cape, but this one's just kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know why you have a denim look for him, and I don't really agree how they connected it over here. It kind of sticks out weirdly. However, what they did do very well is have the cape that ends over here, and the rest of the cape that goes around his neck is just molded instead of stuffing it in there. You know, I had the recent figure arts Batman, the Bat Flag. This works a lot better. Let me give you another overlook of the armor. Very nice paint job. There's a little bit of gold in it. And looking at this armor, it just kind of reminds me a bit of the good old days of Halo, when I still used to play that a lot. Have the belt over here, a little bit more of a golden tone again. Just completely floaty, by the way. Not connected anywhere. Crotch piece. And also all the dark, the Kevlar under it. Super nicely molded and in a bit more of a muted tone, so it really doesn't distract from the shiny armor. And we're going down, knee pads, feet, and all the spikes under it also. It's, yeah. So look-wise overall, this figure, it's fantastic. 10 out of 10. So what about the articulation? Now, first and foremost, the head. I think it's on a double ball pack, and they left all this room down here, so it's surprisingly nimble for this big helmet. Goes to the side and all the way around. So yeah, I dig that. Shoulders, you have the big ball hinge over here, which ends into another ball into the chest, so you can rotate that around. That's nice. It's got some good range. Doesn't really go forward that much because it gets blocked by the chest piece, which is soft-ish though, a little bit. Not really that much, but we'll get to that. You have a bicep swivel that's rounded. So it's a little bit problematic getting it all the way around, but it does work, as you can tell. And also the shoulder pad over here, it's just connected via soft plastic. There's no hinge on there, so just block a little bit, but that does get out of the way. Then we have a double hinged elbow. It's kind of more old school figure arts. It gets pretty good motion though. Then we have the fist on a ball hinge, so you can rotate that around and bring it back and forth. Now the chest armor over here, it is float. It might be connected somewhere, but as you can tell, it is floaty. You can move it around a little bit. It does go back and forth, also very nicely again, and it does go side to side. You can rotate it around, not all the way. I guess that's as far as it goes because it's blocked by the mold. It does leave a little bit of a gap. Oh, it's just on the ball. I pulled a little bit too hard. Sorry about that. Then the crotch piece, it is soft plastic. Doesn't cover it up nicely enough. It articulation-wise is very good. Goes back and forth, rotates around. It's a little bit loose also. But yeah, it leaves a little bit of a gap, but you can put the belt over it, try to play around with that. I guess it works. It's not the worst, but they could have done the crotch piece a little bit bigger. Now the legs are just on balls over here. It doesn't go up all the way because it's still a bit blocked. Can rotate it. Oh, is that? It also has a hinge in there. So again, that's old school figure art stuff. Can rotate it around, and it does go forward very nicely. And back, not really. It's blocked by the butt. So the crotch piece, maybe that's why they didn't make the crotch piece any bigger. Kudos, I guess they did that right. Knee pad, double hinged knees. Gets good range, again, a little bit blocked by the armor, but you can't really change that. And the foot is on a ball hinge, can bring that back and forth. Does rotate around, and it does not. It does go side to side. Yeah, there we go. And you have toe hinges, which doesn't really get much accomplished, but there you go. Ah, headless. Now for your accessories, it's really the bare minimum. You have two grappling hands with still the armor, looks good, and just two open hands, posing hands, and this grappling gun, which looks very good also. Lots of detail on it, paint job, very nice. But that's it. You don't get anything else. So before we end it, apologies, I actually missed the neck articulation because the head was moving around so smoothly. But there you go, as I put him into pose. Also, he's disconnecting quite a bit, and it's not the worst issue, but really trying to get him into pose, it can get a little bit cumbersome. Note that nothing breaks off, so it's easily reconnected. It doesn't really take much of your time. Also, he has a base. Also forget to mention that for the accessories. Sorry, again, it was kind of like at the back of the box, and I forgot. Well, it's a good base, actually. I don't like that it has such a big stand on the bottom, but it has just the right size for the claw to really fit nicely around his torso. So there you go. That's gonna do it. It's gonna bring me to the final thoughts of this first ever Mafex review on the channel. How did Mafex do? Fantastic, for this one at least. I hear they have a lot of quality control, and like some figures are awesome and some figures less, but regardless of that, my personal experience with this figure is awesome. He looks so good. I can't get over it. I love the design, and they captured it so well. The paint job on the metal is out of this world, and really the only thing I can complain about is the cape. It looks kind of janky, but it's something I can get over it. I mean, if I don't like it, I'll just tuck it in the back and I'll barely see it. There you go. Goodbye, capes. And, you know, it's really a small issue, and the articulation also is very, very, very nice. I didn't really expect that much out of a heavy armored Batman, because usually if you have some bigger robot-looking characters, that's obviously a little bit more problematic to work around the articulation. So, very happy with the articulation, extremely happy with the look, and I mean, price point, he goes, before went for like 75 bucks, I got him for 35, or like 30 something, but really, I mean, I do recommend this guy if you can still find him. I think it's absolutely worth it. He's light on the accessories though, that's another thing, but I don't really mind that. I'll roll the package that is delivered. The figure itself, the articulation is great, and really just the cape and the accessories are a little bit of a downside, but that's really one I'm willing to pay. So there you go, recommend it as usual, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever Batman wants. Tell me, do you bleed? You will. I had to get that in. I forgot to get that in, so get it in at the end. Bye!